guys, welcome back to my channel. So today it's going to be a really short video. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I did for St. Patrick's Day and what book we're using, and then I will show you the workbook. Just in case you guys are interested in it, I will have it on my website if you guys would like to do the study with your kiddos. And yeah, so let's just jump in. I'm just going to prepare it and then I'll kind of do like a overview of it and I'll flip through it for you guys. So I hope that you guys enjoy. All right, so I went ahead and I printed out only 2 copies of the workbook pages just because my son's in kindergarten and I didn't think that he'd be able to answer these questions in sentences. And the creative writing, because I do have creative writing in here. So this one is the student key, or I'm sorry, it's the student workbook, and then this one is the teacher key. And then I went ahead and I printed out 3 sets of the crosses with verses. I have them separated in fourths just so that you guys can cut them if you want to put them on a wall or whatever you guys want to do, hang them on like a piece of garland or string or something like that. And so my daughter has a set, I have a set just to read with them, and then my son will have a set. So I think that's one. My son was helping me pull them all off of the printer, so there we go. Okay, so basically the only thing my son has to do when he's in kindergarten is to go over the crosses with us and to sit and read the book with us. So I am going to bind the workbooks for myself and my daughter, and then the crosses, I'm just gonna leave them as is. I will put them in like a little folder so that we have them and then we don't lose them. And I'll put them on each one of their desks. So if you guys did the Valentine's Day unit, it's kind of the same. It's like kind of basically the same type of layout. I have one of the books from the same writer, and then I have a workbook with questions, creative writing, and then I have the verses. And because St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th of March, I did 17 verses. Now I didn't leave you know, a cross for them to do their own. I left blank spaces, so if they want to draw their own cross or something that represents Jesus and their own verse, they have space to do that, because I kind of thought that that was cool with the Valentine's Day one. And then I'll let you guys see what it looks like when I'm done binding them. Now you do not need to bind these at all. I just like to bind my book so that everything's together. We're not flipping through pages. Makes it a little bit easier, you know, so we're not losing pages and I'm not trying to find the pages that they previously worked on. So I'll probably have my son do one of his little Bible activity workbooks that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, and that will be perfect for him, because he likes doing those. Where did I put my binding? These are all my short ones. I thought that where'd I put them? I put them somewhere. So I brought them into the kitchen, apparently. So I'm just gonna put these on just the little Pro Click spines. These are stuck together. And then I already have my laminating sheets because I reuse them like over and over and over again until they're beat up. And I do the same thing with the bindings because it gets pricey. So you can take care of them and not break them. They'll last forever. This is still like, the ones that I'm using still today are the first boxes that I purchased. Now I purchased different sizes because obviously, I mean, I don't want a huge one for, you know, 5 pieces of paper because that'll be kind of ridiculous. But I mean, it'll still work. I've done it actually, I'm not gonna lie. But it's better to have them smaller, you know, if it's on less paper. So I'm just putting these together, guys. I don't have a whole lot to do, but I wanted to get this out for you guys so that if you did want to purchase it, you can. It will be on my website, like I mentioned, and I'm going to flip you guys around and kind of share it with you guys. Oh, first, so the book that we are using is the Courageous series, Patrick, book 4, I think. Yeah, book 4. So it's basically just like the St. Patrick's one. It came in the same kit, and we're just gonna read the story and answer the questions. And then we're gonna go over verses starting on the first. That's how we're gonna do it. If you guys get this, you guys can do it however you want. And you can definitely use these crosses and the verses for like verse cards, memory verse cards. Some of them are quite long, so you may, I don't know, want to think about it. I think that there's a few in here that are kind of long. Well, they're not bad, actually. They're not bad. I think it's just the way I have them laid out that makes them look really long. But I'm going to flip you guys around and kind of just do a flip through with you just to show you what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so here is the book, the Courageous series, Patrick, book 4. And these books are really great to have, especially for younger children, elementary age. I mean, I think even older kids would appreciate it. They're pretty short, but it's to the point and it teaches you. So this is just a note to the parents and the educators, kind of gives like a whole background and inside look at who Patrick was and what he did. And then it starts off with a story. So this correlates with my workbook that I put together. So you're just going to read through the book and answer the questions as you go. You guys can do it however you guys would like, you know, break it up within a few days, do it all on St. Patrick's Day, maybe get rid of like writing and reading and all of that, and just do this instead. But this is basically what the story looks like on the inside. And then if you go to the back here, it just has like a reflection here and then a prayer. And then I think that that is it. Yes. So this book is made by The Voice of the Martyrs. It's a pretty great company. I mean, for all that I know, it's a pretty great company. So it says God's courageous captive. Go beyond the St. Patrick's Day symbols of shamrocks and leprechauns and hear the story of a man determined to share the message of salvation with the people who made him a slave. So this is such a great story and book, and it's biblical, and I love that we can pull holidays and actually teach our children what that specific holiday was made for. Do you know what I mean? Like why we actually celebrate it and not what society has taught us about it. So it kind of brings it back to Jesus. So this is the little workbook that I put together, and it's basically just, you know, answers or questions and answers. I, you know, put little images in here to make it a little bit more bright and colorful, engaging for kids. I feel like that's kind of important, especially with like elementary aged kids. And then it just continues with, you know, questions and answers, true and false questions. And then once we get done with the book, I have a creative writing section here, write about someone from the Bible that was sold into slavery, but Jesus intervened. And so I kind of gave them some little tips on how to start writing. You can always add, you know, a lined piece of paper because this isn't that big, but I just thought the scroll was kind of cool to use. So then on the back side here, if you were given the chance to speak with someone about the gospel, what would you say? Because in the light, it says be the light, because, you know, we are supposed to be the light for Jesus. But Patrick was actually like a pastor. He went out, an evangelist. He went out and he taught people and spread the word of God. So I think it's kind of important to have your kiddos create something that they would actually say to someone if they were trying to spread the gospel, just like Patrick did. You know, I think that that's kind of important. So that is the student workbook. And then the only difference with the teacher key is you have the answers in red here, just to kind of cut out some of your work. And then obviously these are blank because they're going to be all different. All answers are going to be different. So this is the workbooks that go with the book here. And then these are the crosses and the verses that I did. And these verses are basically about spreading the word, because that's what Patrick did, kind of being an evangelist and, you know, spreading the gospel. So I have 17 different verses here and 17 little crosses to cut out. All right, you guys, so that is it. I really just wanted to put this out there for you guys to give you guys the opportunity to go over the true meaning behind St. Patrick's Day. I think it's really important these days, I mean, and every day, that our kids realize and know where these stories come from and where these holidays come from, because I feel like society has turned it into such a commercial thing. Like, for instance, St. Patrick's Day is all about leprechauns and four-leaf clovers and, you know, rainbows with coins at the end of it, and there's such a deeper meaning to it. And I think we as Christians need to continue the true stories behind these so that our kids grow up and know the true meaning, so that they're not commercialized. Do you know what I mean? So that is why I also did the Valentine's Day one, just to kind of you know, teach my kids that there's more meaning behind these holidays, and it comes from Christ. That's where these holidays are driven from. So, and to also give them courage. Let them know that it's good to be the light, to go out there and to spread the gospel to people that they know, or family or neighbors or anything that they come in contact with, and just give them the stories of these courageous people that have actually done this, and that it is doable. And sometimes it can be scary, but, you know, God willing, he'll protect us and he will show us our way. So I did want to mention that, you know, if you guys only want to get the book, definitely just get the book. If you don't want to do workbooks with the kids, I would say just get the book and read it to them and talk to them about it. I'm the type that likes to have, you know, questions, just to kind of have the kids write something down and think about the answers, and then they will hopefully remember it. That's at least how I've noticed that our kids remember things, is kind of going over things. And so that's something that we do, but not all families are like that. So you can totally just read the book and get what you need out of that. If you do get the workbook, remember that you'll have these crosses with the verses, so you can definitely not just use it for St. Patrick's Day, you can use it for memory verses, things like that. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. If you do pick this up or order it, you're not actually picking it up, but if you guys download it and print it out, let me know if you guys used the Valentine's Day one and what you guys thought of it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that it blessed your family. Without God, I wouldn't even be led to do this, so I'm very, very blessed that God leads me into the direction of even knowing to do these workbooks and these things. So you know, it's glory to God. So thank you guys so much for hanging out for these few minutes, but I hope that you guys are having a wonderful month, and I will see you guys next time. Be safe and be blessed. Bye, you guys.